Hi there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 8th. Pretty interesting week. You have a card that I almost never see ever in anybody's reading, so that's cool. I think you're leaving something behind this week. Let's see. Yeah. You have the Nine of Spades. It's an interesting card. Normally, I read this card as like, a person feeling extremely low, like their lowest that they possibly could feel, is normally what I'm getting. But what I'm really feeling for you this week, really strongly, is that you're leaving something behind. And I mean, so maybe you're feeling a little bit low about this situation. Could even be a relationship. We'll get to that in a second. But it feels more like something else, like a business or an idea or a job or something like that. You're leaving it behind. So maybe it's making you feel a little bit low and things like that. But I think you're in a great position this week, actually. So, just know that you don't need to feel that way because you have some really good stuff. So this is a card that I pretty much almost never pull. I barely ever get this card, and it's a good card. It's a pretty good card to have, I should say, but a lot of people read this as problems at work and things like that, but actually, this card is a very mental card. It's a card of intuition. It's a card of like knowing things before they happen. I think you're going to be feeling that very strongly this week, that you're going to be feeling very intuitive. This card, the thing I love about this card is that it's like a card of no matter what, there's nothing that you can't do this week. It means that any work that you put out into anything, whether it be love or for money gain or whatever, you're going to be getting it back and you're going to be able to harvest. I always say that the clubs cards, they are very mental, so they represent the two sides of the brain plus the third eye. That's what those little circles represent, at least for me, in the way that I read, not traditionally, but... And the other thing they represent is little plants. Like, if you look at them, they kind of look like plants in a way, little trees or something like that. So they represent harvest. But the 8 in this case represents work. You putting in out the energy and getting it back. So it's like, no matter what, if you put work out there and you do work and things like that, it's going to come back to you like 10x, and you're going to be able to harvest from your hard work really, really strongly this week. Really good stuff. I mean, I would focus on this card if I were you. I would try to work as hard as I possibly could this week because it's just going to come back to you 10 times stronger. And like I said, it's a very mental... I think you see this coming. It's a card of intuition, like I said. So it's like you see it coming. You see things this week before they happen, almost literally, very psychically, and you're able to pick up on things. Like, this is like crazy stuff we're talking about too. I mean, you might even, this is just popped into my head, so I'm gonna say you might even want to play the lottery or something, get a scratch ticket or something, because if you feel like you're gonna win or something like that, it's like you are going to win. Now, I don't want to like promote gambling or anything like that, but it's like that type of energy. So that's interesting. Next, you have the Jack of Hearts. This is you coming into the reading, which is great because it means you're coming in a very strong position. When people show up in their own reading, it means that they are in a very strong position. This is somebody who's an air sign. I don't attach sex to my card, so it doesn't matter that it's a Jack, and it doesn't matter that if you're male or female. This is going to be you this week. And I love that you're coming up as a hearts sign. I mean, literally, Jack of Hearts is a water sign, typically. But this card also, it means that you're going to be feeling very good, very, young, very youthful, very playful this week. And a lot of good stuff. The other thing that I was drawn to on this card, and I'm picking up on intuitively, is it's kind of like you get two choices this week. If you notice, he's holding like two guns in this right here, and he's like pointing them in different directions. And he's pointing at the that 8 of clubs, and he's pointing it at another card this week. And I'm going to go over this in just a second, but it's almost like you have two choices this week. And you could go either way. You have the 3 of Spades next. 3 of Spades is like a breakup. It's typically a breakup or things like that. Although, I'm feeling mostly for you, it's you leaving whatever it is you're leaving behind. It could be a relationship, but I think you want to. I don't think this is something that's like a surprise. I don't think it's something that you don't want to do necessarily. I think if you think deep down inside, you definitely want to leave this situation. I think that's what these two cards represent. So if it's like a job that you're leaving or something like that, you're ready. It's like you're ready to move on. If it's a business, you're ready to start the next business. If it's just an idea that you had, you're ready to move on to the next idea already, really. So like I said, you have two choices. You can work really hard and make lots of money, or you can kind of focus on the negative stuff that's happening. So I would choose the 8 of clubs here, and I would work really hard and just watch the expansion and the abundance flow into you. Finally, you have the 4 of Hearts, another great card. It represents the home, like I say, very similar to the 4 of Diamonds. You may have had the 4 of Diamonds in the past, which represents, just think about all the feelings you get when you're home. I always tell people, actually, think about all the feelings you feel when you're away from home, because you miss your home, you're homesick, so you think about the comfort that it provides, the protection, the comfort, all those things. That's what you're going to be feeling this week. This card, it's also a card of change. I mean, you have a lot of change cards here, so I would say that you're changing something in your life big time this week, and this is positive, so it's like positive changes, good stuff coming in. So thank you for watching this reading. I think you're going to have a great week this week. A lot of changes, a lot of good stuff.